Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of My Garage Roleplay. Alright, so we have been a little busy this morning. It's around about 9:15 in the morning and yeah, I basically decided to come through to Uncle Richie's shop to strip down the Pontiac Firebird a little bit more. So yeah, pretty much this thing is empty. There's nothing really left on it that I would want to try and keep. So yeah, there's also been a little bit of progress on the Chevelle. As you can see, it has now been sprayed in primer, so it is currently pretty much ready for the paint that we are going to be painting this thing in. So it's going to be a very nice color, and yeah, you'll just have to stay tuned for that. So definitely hit that subscribe button, and also remember to drop some comments down below if you think you know what color this thing is going to be. And also we've got our trunk and hood over here that has been primed in the last episode already. So yeah, Andy has been working very hard. So he also did manage to respray our rims for us in gloss black, so yeah, that's going to look a little bit better. And then basically these are all the parts that I took off the Firebird that we don't really need at the moment, but I want to check if some of these parts might actually fit on our Chevelle, like the steering column, so that might actually work quite nice. And yeah, there's some couple of odd bits that we'll collect at a later stage. And then as for the Firebird shell, I will try and sell this off on My Garage Trading Hub very soon. So if you are one of the guys who actually do trading and you are watching this video, this car will pop up there very soon, or it may have already popped up and sold already by this time this video drops, so we'll see how that works out. And yes, so we've got all the interior loaded in the trailer that we need for this Firebird back at the barn at our own shop, so we are going to make our way over there. I also did pick up the sandblaster and some bags of sand as well, so that is all loaded up. And we are ready to head off back to our shop to see if we can finally finalize the trading deal on the shop truck for our Pontiac Firebird with a little bit of cash difference. So yeah, that is going to be very exciting for us today if we can get our pickup truck. But I will catch you guys once I get back at the shop. Alright, here we are. We are back safely from Uncle Richie's shop at our shop. And I have removed the headliner already, because that is the heaviest part and the biggest part of the whole interior. So I just need to bolt it down quickly. So like that. Alright, so already this car is coming together. The rear seats are also installed, and yeah, I just pretty much have to install the door cards. And the dashboard that I brought with is actually for the other Firebird, because I think this one has got the wrong dashboard in. Now, a bunch of other things happened. I actually had a guy who installed a windshield for us in this car as well. And also, yeah, we're gonna try and get this thing running today so that we can take it through to the guy who wants to trade for a shop truck for us. And yeah, a couple of bucks in the bank as well, so that's going to be very nice for us. Alright, so let's quickly get all of these interior bits fitted in the car, and then we can move over to getting this thing running and driving. So yeah, we are gonna pretty much button up this interior first, and then I think we will be ready to get this thing on the road. Alright, so with our interior installed, we just need to install the headlights. So I do have both headlights from the donor car, so we will install both the new ones, because the one on the left I took out was a little bit bent, so I think it'll look a little bit better if we just have proper headlights in this thing. And there's another small little detail that I've actually put in the trunk of the little lot over here. This is the nose emblem. A very small little thing, but luckily our donor vehicle had this on, so we can go ahead and just pop it right there on the nose. Alright, so moving along, we are going to start working on the suspension. So basically all four of the wheels need to come off, and I actually need to mount 2 tires quickly, because I did find these second-hand tires for the other Mopar rims. So we're going to go ahead and just mount these. There we go, like that. So this way we will have a matching set of Mopar wheels installed on this car for the new owner. Alright, so yeah, we've got our brake hub on and our brake disc. So now I just need to find the right caliper, the rear right. Alright, so let's see if we can get this sorted out. Alright, so that corner is pretty much done, so we can lower the jack. And I think let's move over to the front left so that we can get that corner on a wheel as well. Right, so let's see if we can get our jack under here. I did put some wheels underneath the car, so that should help a little bit. Alright, so let's get these old wheels out of here. Alright, so where did I put my wrench now? Alright, there it is. Okay, so yeah, what I was thinking of replacing this whole hub carrier on this side, so I think this will be just 3 bolts, and then that should come off, because I've got a full assembly over here on the table. So that is a very rusty part, but that is fine. We will get rid of that a little bit later on. But we can pretty much mount this whole assembly here, and then this corner should be ready for its wheel as well. Alright, so there we go, just this brake line, and then everything else is tightened up. And let's just quickly go and put our tire on our last Mopar rim over here, and grab this tire. Right, so there we have it. We've got a full matching set of Mopar rims and tires on for this car. Alright, I'm not going to say that looks good, because it does not look good at all, but we're just trying to get this thing running. Okay, so we're going to move over to this wheel, because we need to install the brake caliper. Alright, so let's get this wheel off. Okay, so we are just missing the caliper, which we can put it on there, just bolt it down. Alright, so this corner is done. Let's move over to the front right side. Okay, let's grab our last caliper on the table and install it. And then this thing just needs a little bit of air in its tires. all the fluids are perfect. I checked them already, so yeah, we can pretty much start this thing up and take it for a little bit of a test drive. So yeah, let me just get these two bolts zipped down, and then I think that should do it. Alright, so we're gonna put our wheels on, and let's get this car lowered down on all four its wheels, and let's just put our wrench down there. Alright, so you notice on the table there's a bunch of spare parts. Now I did go ahead and order some of the parts for the engine that I plan on installing in the Chevelle. So this is pretty much everything that is missing from that engine. So I did find the flywheel and the clutch assembly on the shelf over there, so I did mount that already. And I also had to take off the stuff, because we need to still mount the timing chain and the sprockets and the cam sprocket as well. So for that reason I took it off. So we will get into this engine very soon. Hopefully we'll get this engine running for the Chevelle, because I think the Chevelle won't be long before it's finished, and then we'll basically try and get that car in a condition at which we can sell it for a profit. So yeah, let me grab my air pump here and see if we can get those wheels aired up. Alright. Alright, so there we have it, with all our wheels pumped up and fitted all the suspension parts, and the engine is running. This thing is pretty much good to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if this thing drives and runs, and then if everything is well, I will contact the guy who's got the shop truck for us and see if we can do the trade today. Alright, so this thing fires up on the button. I don't know how much gas we've got in this thing, so might have to take it round to the gas station first, and hopefully we don't run out of gas before we get there. Alright, so brakes work, everything checks out. Alright, our e-brake is on. Okay, so that car is ready to rock and roll. So let me just quickly sort out this a little bit and see if we can get some organization going here, and then we'll see if we can contact this guy and hear what he says. Alright, so yes, I did get in touch with the guy who wants to trade for the Firebird for a shop truck with a little bit of money on top. So don't forget, I don't think we will basically lose out on this deal, because this car is still in pretty rough shape. Although it does run and it does drive, I think also the vehicle we are trading for will probably also need a bit of work. So yeah, I think it's actually a very fair trade, considering he's offering us a little bit of a cash on top of the deal. So we are going to make our way over there and see if everything is okay with the shop truck, and yeah, if all is good, we will do the trade. So let's hop in and see if we can get this thing over there. Alright, so we are coming up to the place, and the guy said he's here at the pub at the moment, so we'll just do the trade over here. Alright, so I already see the little pickup truck over there. Looks like the tires need a little bit of air, but that is fine. We can probably drive it to the barn like that. Alright, so there we are, and I think I'm just gonna quickly hop out and see if I can find this guy, and I will be right back. Alright, so there we have it. We have traded the vehicles, and also I have received $5,000 in cash on top of this deal. So that actually gives me enough money to pay Uncle Richie back for the money he borrowed us for the barn. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this in my pocket, and then once I see Uncle Richard again, I will give him the money, and then we are pretty much debt free. Okay, so this little Niv truck is basically a home built vehicle. So the guy cut off the SUV parts at the back and then pretty much just mounted these panels. So unfortunately we don't have a working tailgate or anything, but the vehicle is actually very well maintained, and it's 100% mechanically sound. So let's just check the oil quickly. Yeah, the oil is still fresh in this thing, as well as the coolant. That is a little bit low, but it's not too worried about. But yeah, I'm actually quite excited because now we have got our own little shop truck, and I think this is going to be a very nice addition for us. So we need it still needs a little bit of work on the looks and so on, but yeah, I think for a little shop truck this is perfect. So let's get her fired up and see if we can get her back home. Alright, so there we are. We made it safely back to our barn, and now we can have a proper look around this little truck that we just got. It actually runs and drives very well. It actually runs and drives much better than it looks, in my opinion. So yeah, we are missing a couple of parts on this thing though, but I'm actually quite happy. This is definitely an upgrade for us in terms of towing. So we will just mount the trailer hitch to this, and yeah, hopefully we won't have any trouble towing the trailer anymore. And yeah, once we can afford it, we can probably get a little bit of a paint job done on this thing, because I think if we just do a little bit of a paint job and get rid of some of the rust, I think this thing will actually look quite nice. So yeah, but yeah, furthermore on the agenda for today, I did get the sandblaster, so we can actually continue work on the Sheriff's Lad Coupe, Lad Sedan actually. So yeah, I'll tidy up the shop a little bit later, because there's like things laying all over the place. So what I would like to do is see if we can get rid of some of the rust on this car, and yeah, maybe we'll go and get some paint primer and see if we can get this thing primed up a bit. So yeah, I think this is going to be quite easy if we do it like this with the sandblaster. Let me just check. I think I put the bags of sand. Alright, so yeah, it's still in my trunk, so if I need more I'll just grab it from there for now. Alright, so this fender also needs a little bit of rust work, or rust removal. It's a tiny bit down here. Alright, some over there. Alright, so that fender looks like all the rust is gone. Okay, so we're gonna have to take off the front bumper for that part, because I see there's also some rust down there. So yeah, unfortunately the sheriff didn't bring any parts for us again, so we're just gonna have to keep ourselves busy with what we can. So maybe by the next episode he would have brought some more parts for us, and then we can continue work on this thing, because it's not very far off. Then this thing should be done. We just need to do a bit of tire replacement and some suspension work, and then pretty much this thing will be ready to rock and roll. And yeah, also some interior work. So yeah, that's not really that much. I'm looking for my screwdriver. I think I put it over on the table over here, so let's grab this quickly, because I want to take the grill off as well, just to make sure we get into all of those nooks and crannies. Alright, so there we are. Alright, so let's just set that down over there. Let's bring our sandblaster a little bit closer. Okay, so yeah, we'll try and avoid the headlights and the blinkers. Okay, alright, so tiny bit in between the headlights over there, but we've got it all. Alright, I think that is good enough. So pretty much this thing is going to become a police vehicle, so it's probably going to have a little bit of a tough life anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so yeah, we just want to get the grill mounted back, and we'll see, maybe we have a little bit of time, we can start working on the V8 engine as well, because that's also something that I would like to get done eventually. Alright, so let's just get this bumper mounted back. So as I said, I'll see if I can get some primer soon, so that we can prime it up a bit, just to be sure these parts don't rust again. Alright, but there we have it. So did I spot a little bit of rust over here? No, it was just my imagination. Okay, so yeah, I think this car is good enough. As I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, we're gonna continue work on our V8 engine over here. So I did want to start getting this thing put together, because I think in the next episode we probably will have to start working on the Chevelle again. Not sure when exactly Andy's going to do the paint job, but I will check up with him first. Alright, so we can get this mounted, and yeah, let's grab our timing chain. Alright, so there we have that. Alright, now I have actually got this whole assembly with the water pump and the fan. So hopefully this will go on without any trouble. Alright, not too bad. And there's 2 bolts on this side and 2 on the other side. So yeah, I was thinking, now that we have our shop truck, we can pretty much send this thing in for a paint job as well. Or I think maybe I can try and DIY this one and, you know, do the sandblasting myself, do the primer work myself, and see if I can get it painted up as well. Because we do have a garden hose, I can wash it off and sand it down. So that is maybe the next project for us. But we also have this Firebird to work on, but I don't really want to continue work on this one before we get our Chevelle back. So, because I want to use the Chevelle's old engine to get this thing fixed up. So this might also be the next project for us, as well as we need to continue with the sheriff's lad sedan over there. So yeah, there's actually a lot of things going on. Alright, let's get this mounted back, this harmonic balancer. I think I still need a bunch of parts. I don't have an alternator yet, but I did check all of the pistons. They are all bolted down, so none of these bolts are loose. So let me just quickly double check. Yeah, we are good to mount the oil pan. So I think once the oil pan is on, at least this engine don't have to stay up on the waist or put on a tire like the whole time it's been sitting around the shop on a tire. Okay, so let me just squeeze past here. This lad coupe is a little bit in the way. Alright, let's just bolt that down. Okay, then we also need to install the rocker on the other side. So this is the exact same rocker as on the opposite side. I did check the specs on the other side. So this is the exact same matching pair. And apparently these looks like, yeah, performance heads. So this engine's gonna pack quite a bit of punch. Alright, so we can put our valve cover on as well. Alright, let's just twist it a little bit. Alright, so there we go, we've got that mounted. And let's start with our ignition coil here at the back so we can get that fitted. And then what else we got? We've got a thermostat housing. Let's go and pop this on as well. Alright, let's get that bolted down. So I think this engine is going to make quite a bit of power. Alright, so we've got a fuel pump that goes over here. Alright, I've got both the headers as well. So we just pretty much need to get an alternator and an alternator belt. I think that's the only things I miss here. Okay, so let's get this bolted down. But yeah, luckily this engine doesn't have to run today, so that is fine. We'll get the alternator ordered up and yeah, we'll install that quickly. Maybe in the next episode even, so we'll see. And I do have some spark plugs. Yeah, let's maybe mount the distributor first and then I'll get the spark plug socket. And then we can start work on the spark plugs. So there's going to be 4 per side, so let's just open the box, put them on the table here. I'll dispose of that a little bit later on. Let's just get these out of the box as well. Alright, so I do know we have some spark plugs laying around on the shelf, but I thought it would be better to just buy enough because we've only got 6 over there. So I might use those in the inline 6 engine I'm going to rebuild for this car. Alright, so we are going to grab the spark plugs. So let me put them in first, just hand by hand, and then we can tighten them all down. Okay, let's get them in one by one. Okay, so we'll do the other side just now. Let me just bolt these down a bit. Alright, so let's turn the engine a little bit. Should that work? That's a little bit high. Let's just come down a bit. Okay, let's get these 4 mounted as well. And the last one. Alright, so that is pretty much everything we can do now. Let's just quickly mount our plug wires. Alright, so there we have it. This engine is starting to come together very nicely. Now I haven't finally decided on the color of everything, but I did paint everything in black like the rest of the engine was. So, but yeah, we could probably paint this thing in different color once we install it in the Chevelle. Depends on what color the Chevelle is going to be, which you guys will have to come back for the next episode. So yeah, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please consider doing so. I'll appreciate it very much. And you'll also stay up to date if you turn on those notifications. So yeah, I think basically that is all that we have time for this episode anyway. So I think it's going to be a wrap. And yeah, we've got a very nice little shop truck now. And it doesn't look very good, but I'm sure with a little bit of TLC, this thing will, yeah, eventually come back to life. So at least I know that if we need to tow something now, we can do it. But yeah, I think on that note, I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next episode. So cheerio.